How the hell did I get my hands on a retro gaming device capable of playing Super Mario Bros, you know, the OG one, for less than £1 great British pound? I'll tell ya, probably little Timmy down in mainland China constructing these in a sweatshop. Yeah, they need to fix their labour laws. Anyway, today we're looking at the new mini retro portable. It's just like a white label device that you can find from literally thousands of different sellers on AliExpress. Anyway, the topics for today will be the nerd notes, which are just specs, some aesthetic like that. We'll go through the 400 different games, the battery life, we'll talk about the inside of this and we'll open it up, and the weird side, the very, very weird side of this console. And if you can't tell, your boy's a bit sick today, so just ease down. I'm doing just fine right now. If you can't tell, I'm doing a video, so you'd hope I'm doing better. But yeah, enough about me. Let's start with the nerd notes. Now, believe it or not, there's not too much information about this random thing just online, but here's what I was able to gather. As a 1024 pixel by 600 pixel 3-inch LCD screen, it has 400 games, it has the worst pair of speakers I've ever heard. Like, listen to this. There's a little knob on the side here. There's no bass, just kind of rumbles. Hey, 93p. And also, to be fair, if you're out somewhere, you're not really going to be using the speaker. Also, just another side note, the reset button, which just takes you back to the front screen, it just turns the entire device off. Then when you let go, it turns it back on, so weird feature, but okay. But yeah, it can even turn a nostalgic piece of art like that song into, well, chaos. We've got a port right here for your TV and micro USB charging for whoever still owns a wire to that, and a replaceable, rechargeable 1020 milliamp hour battery, which online costs more than the console. I don't get how China makes any money from this, man. And the cheapest screen module I own, you know, just the regular crappy little LCD one, costs more than the entire console as well. How? How are they doing this? I don't know. It's not even about labor costs. It's about, like, material costs. What? That's it for our first topic. Those are the specs. As I said, not much. Unlike the 400 games on this guy. But obviously, they're all retro and, well, pirated. Believe it or not, thousands of different AliExpress resellers did not get the rights to Mario or the other 399 games on this device. That's right, if you buy this, you'll be holding an illegal device and may get arrested any second, so be careful. And even if you don't mind that, and this is the worst part, actually, it's part of the weird side, so I'll tell you later, I promise you that. But for now, we're going to talk about the 400 different games. And now, my favourite game on this device, which is Formula Racing. Now, yes, I have a full racing sim at home. You know, Formula Racing isn't going to be as realistic, but it's really fun. As I said, if you're on the bus, for example, and someone's just looking at you, you just see you go like twitching playing this game, because it has that action, it has that funness, and that, you know, you don't really care too much if a car overtakes you because you're playing on a 93p console. But there is an issue with this game on this console, and this might be a recurring issue for, you know, other games. I can never finish the track in time. Now, I'm either really, really bad at sim racing, or there is some type of glitch, which is a real shame. If you don't get what I mean, in the game, you have to complete one lap as quick as you can, but there is a time limit. But the time limit is really short, and I just can't finish it in that time limit, so it just cuts you off before you even finish the track, which is bloody annoying, right? What the hell am I supposed to do? So you just kind of keep playing the same couple levels over and over again because you can't advance forward, because the time limit tells you you can't. What? And if you're wondering if this comes with a specific game that you like, here are the games in alphabetical order on a TV. And yes, this thing here comes with an adapter, so you can connect it to your TV. And you want to know another confusing thing about these bloody games? The thing says 401, this says 501, and there's probably like 50 games, because a lot of these games are going to be the same game, just with a different name. Now, let's test the battery life. Now, I just sat there for you know, as long as it took from a full battery to see how long it takes for it to completely outcharge. In all fairness, I was mostly playing X Racing. It is still bloody fun. For £1, you gotta remember that. £1. I would buy this for £1 just to take out the screen module and use that for another project. And yeah, remember, if you do want to buy more batteries that cost more than the console, you can. Now the fun part, the inside. Right, let's start with opening back and taking out the battery, which is literally heavier than the rest of the console. That's insane. And now we can unscrew. Right, that's the last one. Now let's open it up to reveal more screws. Before we keep screwing, we can look at the dial and the so-called speaker. So we've got a 3-pin analog dial. That might actually come in useful for something in my life. And the speaker. Crappy speaker. For what it's worth, that speaker physically cost like 6p. So, pretty impressive. Let's unscrew that and take a deeper look. And then, let's switch out the tip and pry the speaker module out. Just like that. And now, hopefully, if we flip this round, take this off, we have some buttons. Let's get those out the way. Got a lot of these. Alright, let's take these all out the way and then reveal. Ooh! That? Alright. This is pretty salvageable, actually. Alright, on the inside, we have the speaker module, as I said. And they're both red cables. That's helpful for rewiring. We have the display, which actually comes off just like that. And for less than £1, you have your own display right here. Get yourself a little, I don't know, display module and boom, that's pretty awesome. Got a little clock module, we have a little button, we even have some little foam inserts to keep the screen from wobbling. This is kind of insane, to be fair with you. It appears we got something hidden under this mystery goop, but then also I'm guessing the main microcontroller right here. Now, one thing that's really important to mention is going to be that the microcontroller, or at least the memory that the games are stored on, is a ROM, which stands for read-only memory. Meaning, in simple terms, you can't upload or download your games because this is read-only memory. Now, if you really want to get nerdy with it, you can flash a ROM, but in this case, you can't upload your own games onto this thing. Like, whatsoever. That's just out of possibility. So, what you got, you got. I mean, yeah, you got, what, 400 or 500 games on here, so it's not that bad, but yeah, just remember that. They managed to squeeze all of this in for less than £1. But yeah, that seems to be the main microcontroller under there, actually, so I don't know why they're hiding it. Now let's see if we can put these back together without destroying everything. Alright, moment of truth. How bad am I at, you know, putting crappy tech together? Oh yay, it works! Oh wait. Oh yay, the speaker works. Lastly, let's talk about the weird part about this console. There are a couple of cons, even for £1. Firstly, and this is, as I said, the main one, the games don't save. What? That is ridiculous. What I mean by that is, if you're playing Super Mario Bros., if you finish a level, the second you turn this thing off, it forgets everything. It forgets absolutely everything. You know, as I said, it's because it has a ROM, it can't really save data or anything like that. Why? You could have bought like a, you know, £1 SD card. Oh, their SD card costs more than the console. You're going to be playing the same round of Mario Bros on that bus every single day, so get used to that. I don't know, it kind of makes the game seem pointless because you can't finish it. There's no, like, progress. You're never really progressing. Next up, and, you know, it can't really get worse than that, the screen viewing angles are disgusting. Don't know if you can tell on screen, but when it's in front, it looks okay, kind of washed out. One side, basically white, and the other side, it's, like, beautiful. But why does that look worse than that? How does that work? Like, it's so strange to the point where I think it's just my console is bad. Maybe yours would be better when it comes, because I don't know. How does that, like, work? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's just mine. Hopefully. I hope for you guys, if you do end up buying this pirating console, that you don't get the same issue that I do. And finally, it's not really a con, but it's something that we have to talk about. If you don't really care for the physical buttons and the form factor, you can just go on your phone, download this emulator called Delta, and through there upload your own ROMs, which you can just search up, for example, Super Mario, oh, don't use Nintendo, they're gonna sue me. Turbo RC Racing ROM onto Google, download one of those, and even works on iPhone. But on this one, as I said, you can't download any games on it either, so yeah, if you don't really care about those features, you can just do it on your phone using Delta. That's the most common one, at least for me. And that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Here's my channel, here's some videos, and au revoir, that means bye.